There's no point dwelling on things too much, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
failure is the biggest driver of success, man.
Say it again, we'll clip that.
Yeah. No, clip that one right there. No, genuinely, I think failure is the most important thing. The experience as a human being, like, you just get used to it. Like, if you're not failing, you're not doing anything.
Like it.
Oh!
We're clipping that for sure.
And the click at the end, we're like, yeah.
Meet Ciaran Franco and Saul Duffin, two young and hungry comedians who are changing the face of the comedy game. Both Saul and Ciaran may be early on in their journey, but make no mistake, these two young fellas are on the rise. Hailing from Belfast, Northern Ireland, Ciaran and Saul aren't just telling jokes, they're making waves. With sharp wit, fearless ambition and a relentless drive, these two are proving that success in comedy isn't just a dream, it's becoming their reality. Through hard work, resilience, and of course bringing plenty of laughs along the way. Proving that Northern Ireland is an industry leader for making top tier comedy talent, and these two young fellas represent exactly what we stand for as a podcast. So buckle up, sit back, relax, because you are watching the official Young Hunger podcast. My name is Michael Burgess, and we present to you Mr. Saul Duffin and Ciaran Franco.
Hello,
How's it going, folks? I'm Ciaran Franco.
and I'm Saul Duffin.
We're no joke. We run the comedy club upstairs in the Ulster Sports Club. Together, separately, I do stand-up comedy as Ciaran Franco, all around sort of Northern Ireland and Ireland. You can check me out on Ciaran Franco Comedy.
And I can't top that, man. That was pretty good. Like,
I felt slick doing that, I'll be honest.
that's good.
I rolled up
I
and-
ruined it. But I run a magazine and also run this comedy club, and I'm very excited to be on the Young Hunger podcast.
Lads, thanks for coming on to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much for having us, man. Aye, it's a pleasure.
We are in the Ulster Sports Club.
The committee room, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Why
are
did
indeed.
you just want to film here?
Because we run the comedy club that we both run upstairs.
But it's their happy hour right now, so
They're having a
it's a
good,
bit harder on.
they're having a good time up there, and in here's a pretty nice wee space.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of it does just reflect, I suppose, what we're doing at the minute. Like, you know what I mean, it's a nice wee building.
There's something mad about doing a podcast about business with Donald Trump.
I know,
It's
right,
not
not
dangerous.
I feel like the odd one out.
We don't condone this guy behind us here, by the way.
this
like,
guy, yeah.
No, I feel like the odd one out here with no mustache, but it should have grew it out a wee bit. But
and believe in yourself.
I know
Yeah.
that. I know.
You're meant to be the Young Hunger podcast,
I
man.
know,
You're
girl,
fucking
you're right
hungry
there.
for the stash, like.
So
Yes.
first time I ever came across you was, I think you did a skit called "When the Tour Guide is a Liar."
Oh yeah.
I was like, who is this guy? I think it was out there.
It was man. Aye.
That's a funny bastard. And then yourself, I think you did like a skit about like Tom Smith or something. It was something like a signal mail being like, or something like, or maybe it was Andy Malone or something.
I don't know that even one, yeah, about like sitting in your house eating a Whisper, and I filmed myself eating a Whisper going, oh fuck. And like I thought it was so stupid, but then like it got reposted on like TikTok by a couple of people who I liked, and I went,
Yeah.
fuck, maybe there's something in this.
Yeah. And the Bear
Something
Podcast one as well. There was like game videos or something.
Oh yeah, that was, because that was like, I watched this video and he was talking about if you play video games and you're a grown man, you should be beaten. And I'm like, that's the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. like fully going into this. I'm like, what?
Because I was showing my dad some of your content and stuff, and even he laughed, and that's how I knew it
Yeah.
was funny.
Yeah.
Like,
The seal of approval from the dad means a lot. Like,
that's how you know. Like, so I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna be a pretty mad one." Like, but you guys are friends. These are in the same like industry and stuff. How do you know each other, or how do you?
well, we went to primary school together. In North Belfast and lived quite close to each other.
Yeah.
Then went to different schools, to be fair, and didn't really see each other for fucking
10 years or something.
10 years probably, like, aye. And then,
I came home and sort of seen Saul about in like bars and obviously said hello to each other because we still knew each other from primary school.
Yeah.
And then I followed the Yo page that Saul had set up, and you put up on Instagram like post saying, if you're doing an event and you want a shout out, let us know. And I went, would you give a comedy club? I was doing a show in August with my mate Sean, and would you give us a shout out? And you were like, I'm sort of interested in doing a comedy club. And you went, I've got this idea, it's called No Joke. Will you get some comedians? And then you literally, I think when like there was a couple of venues, and here was just the main venue suggested, and then
Yeah.
Right.
you had the poster done in a day, and I went, here we fucking go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
It's kind of cool the way you can bounce ideas off each other, because it seemed like you do like the paramilitaries one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The skit is a funny.
Yeah.
It's a couple others, I think, but no, it's good stuff. Like.
I know, yeah. It's it's just kind of natural. Like, it's kind of just an excuse for us to go for a pint, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, on a
good social
Wednesday,
thing, like.
yeah, it's like a productive pint. We'll
Yeah,
go
yeah.
for like a Wednesday or something. Just be like, right, we'll go do a skit. Where we'll go to a bar.
Yeah, it's always there's been a few that, like, there was one up the Cave Hill we done about No Country for Old Men,
Yeah.
and afterwards I was like, fuck's sake, I love a pint now. Really,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I suppose I don't know. It's just like we kind of just meet up and then spitball ideas for a while. Sometimes we'll have like an idea like pre-planned, but I don't think they're necessarily usually the best ones. Like, I think the best ones we usually do are like
Off the cuff.
just all the
Yeah,
cuff, and then
yeah,
like
yeah.
we'll just fucking just yes and it. You know what I mean?
It's like the Dry January one, which probably got the most likes, came from basically me
It
going.
feels so weird. Like,
yeah. It was basically like going
like
like
9,000 shares, man.
yeah, the most likes. Yeah. But it done it okay. It came from fucking basically me going, we need to do one about New Year's resolutions, and you were like, what about a Dry January one? And I kind of spitball from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually Ciaran brings an idea and I say no.
How did you just get into comedy? It's such a different thing to like.
I did I was living in Manchester for uni and then was doing a radio show, so like I kind of fucking developed the ability to like be confident in speaking,
Yeah.
because I used to be quite shy and reserved, believe it or not,
Did you?
very anxious like I, and then went to a comedy club in like the SU, and like all things was like, these are fucking shit, I could do it better.
Yeah.
And then hounded the guy and he put me on, and then got offered a gig off the back of the gig in the Frog and Bucket.
Oh yeah.
The guy who books there was like at the gig and he offered me a gig, and then it was pandemic. So my comedy career was ripped away. But so yeah, and then over the pandemic started doing a magazine, and then started doing a comedy club, and then got back into it, so worked out alright, that guy.
Myself, just I don't know. So who else there? I just always was into like stand up, and I wanted to do it over. And I was living away and went, right, this is what I want to do, because I sort of didn't really want to do anything else but tell jokes and make. I couldn't do it because of COVID, and then when I got back after COVID, there was like, I applied to the Pavilion and said, look, do you have anything going here that I'd love to do a spot? And he was like, look, we've got a load of people wanting to do it, so there's going to be like a newcomers competition. So we done that, and then it was in the first night, and I ended up winning that, and just after that I was like, I need to do it every day, and just started hounded everyone I could find on Facebook, and basically I was probably a melter about it, like, but
Yeah.
it definitely, I done it for the first time ever, it was all I wanted to talk about. And like going into work and all people here I was getting on well with. I worked in an off license and we would always have the crack.
Yeah.
Probably definitely soured a relationship, because they were telling me about their day and all I wanted to do was talk about comedy.
Yeah. What about like you're doing pretty good, like the BBC Irish stand up?
I
Is
was
that BBC Irish stand up finalist or something, or?
Yeah, it was in August. We done it in Limelight, and then I got through to the semi-finals in the Mac, like, but that was just, I don't know how that happened, like, because it was,
Should have won, man.
So it's pretty
It's
mad,
robbed.
like, you know what I mean? You sort of, like, that's big, like, you know, getting onto the BBC and.
Yeah, no.
the best thing was the after party. Not the after, we got there was an open bar after, which was handy.
Oh, was it really?
You did very well though, man.
Yeah.
And who was it that won? Is it the girl with the boron?
Marty's class, like,
She was good,
like really
that was
good.
tough
Yeah.
competition, like.
Yeah.
Like, when I was watching her, I was like, this, like, cause such original ideas.
It was really weird and like funny.
Brings out a boron and all, and I was just like, this is class, and it's completely original stand-up, so it was pretty sick.
Yeah.
There was a girl actually who had on not so long ago, Abigail Parkinson. Do you know her? No.
No,
I think she
no,
did
no.
like a stand-up one-time thing for the BBC.
Oh,
Okay,
Dave Elliott ran it?
Yeah.
for sure.
And she said like that was the hardest thing she's ever done in her life. Like, it was like 10 minutes or it wasn't that
Fuck,
long, but she said it was so tough, like.
Yeah.
But no, like the respect goes out to you fellas for grafting. Are you a DJ? Is it?
I can spin a few tunes, like, don't know about DJ, but yeah, I have DJ'd before, like.
Yeah. Because I think I've seen something you put up and you're like, this is easy as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I've learned to eat those words, to be fair, like, because it's harder. Like, pretty much what happened was, Johnny, who works in here, asked me if I could DJ, and I said yes. I just lied to him, like,
Yeah.
because I wanted to do it, and like, it's always something because I've always been a fan of music, and like, it just makes so much sense. If you're into your tunes, you should start DJing, because it's just like a proactive
Spread
thing
the joy.
to do. It's just like a fun thing, like, you know what I mean? You can enjoy your tunes, but also you can like think about them in this different way.
Yeah. And did you do it? Did you do it that night?
I've done it, like, I've done it a good few times now, like, but
So you
it's harder than I thought initially, like, because I'd said it was easy after like a week, being like, here, it's a fucking gift. But then, like, there's times where I'm like, okay, I'm quite obviously not good, like.
That time I saw you in Accidental was great.
No, to be fair, like, I'm saying not good, like, I'll pick the best songs
Yeah.
I have, which are pretty good, but just all like actually mixing them together sometimes is fucking deadly, because I usually play like 70s funk and disco, which is all like live drumming,
Yeah.
whereas like modern dance music, it's all like quantized or whatever you call it, so it's like on the beat, and like you can kind of like look at the wee graph and like right, they're lining up, so I can just do this. But when it's live, it's all like all over the place kind of, and like moves. But no, I thoroughly enjoy it, like.
Does that link in with like the magazine
Yeah.
type thing, and the posters and all you were saying? Is that sort of you do all that yourself?
Yeah, I do it all myself. I've done a couple of wee things, like DJing through the magazine, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird because like I've got the brand of You magazine, and then I've got like my own personal stuff, like, so it's kind of like I don't really know where one ends and one finishes, to be fair, like, but like. I enjoy just kind of like, there's like a through line of like, it's usually kind of like just good vibes and like spreading positivity through creative people, through other, you know what I mean, like just sharing creative stuff.
Yeah. Because it's different. I've never really seen that type of style before. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, in terms of like the posters and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. I suppose it would probably be like I started getting in the art through doing graffiti. Which is all very like bright and bold and like typography based, but then kind of like it's just in the doodling and kind of like not super like well polished, like clean illustrations that it just didn't really speak me. I like stuff that like is quite immediate, and it used to be very just like all black and white, like all the branding for stuff was all very like monochrome. But just got bored of it, and then I'm just going mental with colours and stuff, and yeah, just kind of like trying to excite myself, because I feel like as a graphic designer, it's kind of it's like separated from being an artist, because you have to think about how people are receiving shit. Yeah, I think like the relationship between the designer and the artist is where I probably get a lot of the style from, because like I feel like I'm probably rambling here now. I'm not.
No,
gonna-
you're good. No, is that what you do full time, the graphic design, or?
Yeah, well, I do a mix of stuff. I do social media for people, do graphic design, do DJ, and do the comedy, and
A real mixed bag of
pretty much
stuff.
do anything for money. Like,
Yeah. What about yourself? Do you?
I work in a school, but then I do like stand up like as well outside of it. So I'd love to do stand up full time, like, but I just there's months where I'm like, yeah, I'm on the way, and then there's other months where I'm like, you will be in that school till you die. So at the minute I'm in the you will be in that school till you die.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say, like, I feel like Belfast definitely has like a unique humour, or Northern Ireland has a unique humour and stuff.
yeah.
Do you think it's sort of like harder, or easier, I suppose, here than anywhere else in the world?
I think
that
to
type of
make
thing?
people laugh.
Yeah.
Or,
Dublin, I performed in like last week, and I found Dublin really hard. And I'd had like a good gig the night before in Belfast, in West Belfast, and everyone was like, I think we love sort of parochial stuff of like local humour.
It's funny because it's local, man.
Yeah, I know it is, but it's true. Like,
Real rich shout out.
well, like I went down to Dublin, I was doing stuff, and it wasn't getting anything, and then because it was international material, but it was weaker than any of the stuff I have up here that is maybe about fucking the IRA or Jerry Adams or something like that there, because people love something that's local to them. So when I went down to Dublin, I realised my international material is actually very weak and needs quite a lot of sort of sprucing up.
I feel like if the closer, as a probably comedian, the closer you can go to the bar, like the line of like too far, probably the funnier it is it? Like the stuff like
I don't think you need to be edgy to be funny. Like
Yeah, exactly.
you can just be absurd or like surreal or something with it. Like you don't need to like try and wind people up to be funny. Like I mean, obviously there is like I felt if it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
But like obviously it's different for everyone else. But try not to fucking hurt people's feelings as much as possible. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's like accountability almost needed, where like if that's what open mics are almost for, where you do an open mic and people can go, this guy's just on here to say the most edgy crap possible, while then you progress, people go, right, he's not just going to get up here and make a joke about abortion or anything out there, which is immediately going to trigger people in the audience or some red flag issues, and they go, he actually has weight to his material and he's doing stuff that's maybe universal and entertaining.
I think it's good when like you're watching comedy and it touches on these things, but like makes you think about them in a better way, or like it kind of like it makes you understand things a bit more, which is probably why it's good to see like a broader range of demographics kind of getting put forward in comedy.
Yeah.
And like why having like a diverse lineup is good, because you want a diverse range of opinions. Like, you know what I mean? You want to hear different people's funny thoughts on things that you don't understand, but you've just been told how to think about something by people in this echo chamber.
If you're 4 straight white guys all performing, then you're going to go, what the fuck's going on here? Like, that's what we try to put on our lineup, like at least like 2 women a month and stuff as well, to keep it relevant, because sometimes there's a problem as well. People go, there's the token female act, or there's the token act in this bracket, and we try not to do that. Like,
how do you practice your material? Is it something you have to really
doing it right now, man?
That's it too. Like,
yeah, literally, like, thankfully, because I work in a school, a lot of the time when the kids are working, I can go write out my material and pretend I'm working. I'm writing them revision cards and I'm going.
It's actually wild.
Any students in?
There's kind of proper writes, like, you know what I mean? Like he writes his jokes, which is something that is obviously working very well for him. But I don't know. I've got up like bullet points occasionally on my ideas.
Yeah.
But I think practicing is like, I mean, I don't do it enough to be fair. But just getting in front of a mic and trying it out in front of people.
Yeah.
Or just like having a bit of crack.
Well, Saul's got a talent that I wish I had, where it's just like you can get up on stage and you develop the bit on stage. I think that's like people like Mickey do that, or Colin Murphy do that as well. And you're in that bracket.
There you go.
I get up on stage and I go, if I was trying to develop a bit on stage, I couldn't do it. For me, it has to be word for word exactly how I wrote it in the house. And if I miss a word out of that, then the whole thing will come apart in my head. Well, like I wish I would be able to do it. And Sean McAlevy's another one as well, who can get up and they develop the bit on stage. And I wish I was like that style, but unfortunately I have to be in the house going. And then
That's not true, man. You're on the Young Hunger podcast here, man. You fucking strive to start working bits out when you're on stage.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's something I like to do. Like, even I wrote a bit recently that I was like, I haven't wrote it out on the laptop. And last night I was like, should I do it? And I went, nah, chickened out.
No, that's the best way. Have you ever had like a really bad like heckler or someone who just doesn't stop talking or like shouting out, and you're like, here, stop?
I've had a couple. Well, I haven't been on stage with them going, but like there's a couple of people who just think it's like a conversation between them and the comedian.
Yeah.
The comedian will say something, be like, oh, that's right. And you're like, fucking shut up. Like,
I had a guy that I'd slagged him about a condition he had that but he was taking it well. He was loving it, like.
Yeah.
And then I went, "What's your
Slagged him
name?"
about a condition.
Literally, and I went, "What's your name?" And the condition went to lay off, kind of fucking brutal. And I went, "What's your name anyway?" And he went, "Marching." And I went, "Oh, Marching O'Mueller from Sinn Féin or something." And he went, "Don't you ever compare me to that money hungry bat?" Like, and like went really political about it, and started like saying, I'm not gonna say it on camera because it'd be libelous, but he was like called the guys in Sinn Féin stuff, and he was like, "You ever compare me to them?" And all, and his like the point where his daughter actually came to No Joke about a month later to apologise.
Oh, really?
Which is the Paddy McDonald No Joke she came to be like, "Hey, I bought a ticket here just to support this tonight and say sorry about the way my dad spoke to you at a gig." And I was like, "Oh, no bother." And then she sat the whole gig in the front row like,
Serious?
so I was like, "This is awful.
I know.
This is the sequel."
I was at the Lavery's Comedy Club. I realised never sit like the first two rows.
Oh, yeah, that's
Because you know that's you're sort of in the area of like
You're in the
zone,
the firing zone, like
Yeah.
firing zone.
Well, I think we're like there's some MCs that are really mean and some MCs that probably slag, but I slag someone and then I feel really bad and I'm like, "Oh, I think
I'm really bad at it. Like I've done MCing a couple of times, but like it's never as bad as like people are like, "No, I'm not sitting in the front." But like realistically, all they're doing is like being like, "Where do you work and what do you do?" And then you're like, "Ha ha ha," and then move on.
It's a bit of teasing essentially. But
Yeah.
And hecklers are like paper tiger, like with the idea of like 90% of the time the audience will be on the comedian side because they're interrupting the show they've paid money for.
Yeah.
But if the comedian is saying like stuff that I've seen about at open mics, it's really like controversial or red flag issues.
You want to say heinous?
Yeah,
Nice.
say
You said heinous, man, that's a good
On
word.
the Wrong Young Hunger podcast said heinous. Yeah, then you're kind of like, then you can understand why the audience would maybe side with a heckler, but most of the time they'll be on the side of the comedian going, "What the fuck are you doing, interrupting our show?" Like,
Yeah, no, I get you. What about like I feel like the Irish comedy scenes really take off. Like
since COVID, yeah, it's probably
since
the
COVID,
thing.
and with podcasts, I feel like everyone does some sort of podcast or some sort of short form content.
Well, yeah, I think I generally prefer doing the sketches. I think if you do stand up, you need to do something on the side as well, like to help boost your social media. But I love doing the sketches. Like for me, it's just so much fun doing them. It's fun coming up with ideas off the cuff.
Yeah.
And it's fun getting to have a pint in the middle of the week.
Yeah, 100%. Like we kind of started doing them out of necessity of like we need to fucking sell a few tickets to our comedy show. How do you do that? Doing the poster isn't really enough now. Like, you know what I mean? You kind of have to do wee videos, being a fucking weirdo and like just making people aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
In whatever way, and like do for a comedy night's a pretty nice one to do. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're
lovely,
trying to
yeah.
promote, I don't know, like Huel or something.
Yeah.
They're fucking desperate, like. Yeah. Just like having the free reins, to just because it's obviously our own comedy night.
Yeah, because you had one last night, isn't it?
We did have one last night.
Yeah.
It's maybe why the brains aren't working properly here. Like,
How do you find that? How do you find like I guess running your own gig essentially?
I used to be a lot worse for being stressed about it. I think I'm a wee bit calmer now, but
Yeah.
I used to be like,
I mean, I was the same. Like, it is. I was even talking to a girl in the Sunflower. She was in paying her deposit for an all-women's folk night they're running tonight, I think. And it's just like I could see myself in her from like years ago of like doing the first event, being like fucking
yeah.
you just panic, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like a classic thing of like being like a 10-year-old child on your birthday and you think no one's coming. You know what I mean? It's just that only like amplified.
Because there's money on the line.
And
You're
there's
going,
money on the line as well.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I suppose we've been doing it about 3 years now, like, so we kind of just get used to the nerves, and it's always nice when, I mean, it's far worse when you've got like no tickets sold.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is going to be horrible. Like,
I was just about to say, like, sort of the stand up is a bit of it's a hustle. So
Yeah.
it's your guys' hustle essentially. How do you guys sort of stay motivated, I guess?
Stay hungry.
Yeah, how do you stay hungry and young and hungry?
Ew.
Moisturised.
Like,
Don't eat.
say you do an event, no one turns up, or like maybe a night doesn't go well, people don't laugh. How do you keep thinking to yourself, oh, I need to keep going here and not saying fuck this?
I'd say we probably keep each other in check.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, it's kind of a nice balance.
If it goes bad as well, you can kind of go.
It's not our fault. It's
Yeah.
the comedian's fault.
You get well that, and I get almost. I get a wee bit better, like a fucking lemon. I'm like, well, fuck these. I'll show I'll show them at the next one that I can do it, or this audience. There's some people maybe blame the audience, but it's like I'll show them at the next one that I can do it, and that's sort of my thing about it. Or if it's a new material gig and none of it goes well, that's when I really take it badly. Where if I do like 10 minutes of new material and it gets nothing, then I'm like, this feels like time wasted, and that's when I would take it badly. But if I get like a couple bits that do well, I'm like, right, and there's something here.
What about yourself?
I don't know, I was just thinking, because I was Ciaran's answer as a comedian. I was thinking of like as a promoter, but I'm trying to think, I've only really had, I sound like a dick, I've only had like one really bad gig that I've done before, like, and I did blame the audience. Definitely their fault.
How did you keep going? How did you?
I just stopped, mate.
Did you stop?
No. I had a gig the next day and I did all the same jokes and it was fine, like, so it's one of them ones where it's just like, whatever the fucking, I don't know, there's no point dwelling on things too much, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
failure is the biggest driver of success, man.
Say it again, we'll clip that.
No, clip that one right there.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
No, genuinely, I think failure is the most important thing, the experience as a human being. Like, you just get used to it, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like the most valuable thing you can do, because you just fucking, if you're not failing, you're not doing anything.
Like it.
Oh!
We're clipping that for Ciaran.
And the click at the end, we're like, yeah.
I was saying about Cahill Hart and stuff.
Yeah.
He said to me that his mate Adam does the stand-up, and he went backstage and stuff, and he thought like the comedians would be like all real like engaging, but he said they're all like in their zone, like.
Oh, it's that stereotype of like the smashing coke or fucking
really
drinking.
Disappointing, like,
Yeah.
they're all nerds, man.
Yeah, it's people who are all like.
There's no rock stars in comedy anymore, like, it's a disgrace.
It's guys like myself, and I'm really bad for nerves. Like, I just sit and I think I almost got a reputation for being a bit rude, where I don't want to talk to people before I'm going on stage.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Well, yeah, how you feeling today?" And I'm like, just give them a thumbs up, because I just don't. I want to be like there was a period after maybe the BBC thing where we were doing a gig in Strabane, which is unbelievable, called the Boiler Room. So much fun. And on the way up, me and our comedian Alan Irwin were like sinking cans on the way up, and then we had like 3 pints in the venue, and I went, well, I've been on the BBC, like, I'm gonna just go on stage here like tipsy and have a good time. And I went on, and it was a humbler, and I think I needed that to be like, right, remember that you need to be that guy who's nervous and shaky.
Do you think that you being nervous really makes you better when you're doing the stand-up and stuff?
Probably it makes me more focused, maybe, than if I get too cocky and stuff, that then I'll be, I notice then. There's only one time I feel like I was relaxed before a gig and it went well, but it was also just a really nice audience. So.
Do you sort of feel that beforehand, like the vibe of the place? And
that's why I hate opening. And I hate MCing,
yeah, fuck, that'd be tough.
I think the nerves are good though, like, that's where you get the wee magic from, like, do you know what I mean? Like, anytime I've done, like, went out on stage and like had a wee bit of like nervous energy, it always like resolves itself.
Yeah, 100%.
Better than if you're like, yeah, it's just gonna go sweet. It's just gonna be a gift. You get out there and they're like, ah! It's like the reverse. You know what I mean? Like, if you get nervous first and then you can get relaxed, or if you're relaxed, you're gonna get nervous on stage.
It's like boys coming off and they've done like mediocre, and they're like winking at you when they're coming off stage as if they've just taken the house down, and they're like walking off like that, and I'm like, what? Like they're Vince McMahon, and I'm like, what are you doing? There's a term, and I hate it, called roofed it, where people are like, man, I fucking roofed it.
I've never heard that before. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's like, man, I took the roof. Or it's like someone once said, how do you like gigging outdoors? Because I roofed it. Like,
Shane Todd's head or something, does he?
no, fuck it.
Shane Todd called out. You're not, you're more hungry anymore, man. He's old stuffed.
Would you go to any of them fellas and be like, any advice and stuff, or any sort of guidance as to maybe?
I was quite lucky to have guys sort of Luke McGibbon, Alan Irwin, those guys who, when they started, just sort of took a shine to me and took me under their wing a wee bit and give me advice. Probably a lot of the time, especially Alan Irwin, would send me like voice notes just being like, you need to get out of your headspace and stop thinking that I'll have a bad gig and come off and be like, everybody hates me.
Yeah.
And
probably
he's good at,
like,
everyone, this whole room hate me.
ruined my name.
Unfollow
until this guy started talking like.
There was a day where Instagram had like a glitch,
Yeah.
And it was like I lost not a glitch. It was they just removed any fake accounts. So I checked, and I one day I checked and went, "What the fuck? Do a load of followers go?"
Yeah,
and I was like, going, "Have I said something cancelable?" And all? Like they had to be like, "You're not a fucking famous. Yeah, you're not someone who's gonna say something mental and get cancelled." Like,
Yeah. No, yeah. It wasn't like the business side of comedy, the things that people don't see, like the real hustling and things. How do you find that? The promotional.
I enjoyed it. It's good fun. Like,
Okay, I mean, I suppose like in terms of like the money, it's not.
Well, not necessarily like, but just like, I guess like the doing your own events and putting yourself forward. Because I feel like that's probably the most ballsy thing you could do is be a comedian.
Okay, no, to be fair, it is like I do respect anyone who does it like until they're not good.
Yeah, and you're like, then they're shading.
oh brother, this guy stinks.
Stop it. Yeah. No, it is like because it's that classic thing where it's like there's no hiding. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
if
a lonely
you're
place
a
up
kind
there.
of mediocre musician or like even a band musician, sometimes you can hide behind your band
Yeah.
and like just fucking coast. But if it's just you and a microphone and your voice, and there's like a desired outcome, which is laughter. And if people aren't laughing, then you know it's not going well while it's happening.
Yeah. Do you?
Whereas like if you're if you're doing a bit and no one's and you haven't got a laugh in a while, where you usually get a laugh, you're like, right, this is not going well. But if you're watching a band who's shit, they can just fucking play for hours and like no one.
Yeah.
I suppose you can just leave, like, but.
Yeah. Do you need to laugh every like 10 seconds or 15 seconds or something?
15 is the.
Oh, is it?
15? 15, or you need to do is what the guy who told me this is also a fucking head kiss, so I don't blame him. But I like I almost there's something I really like about a bit that goes on for a while and nothing, and then just gets a massive laugh at the end. I love as well.
It's just like I feel like, well, for me personally anyway, like building tension. You know what I mean? Like you want to drag stuff out, and then like you can build it up slowly, or you can like fucking go grrr, like fucking machine gun it.
Yeah.
But that means you have to have loads of jokes. I only have like 4 jokes, so I just
How do you remember it all? Like how do you? I can't even remember.
a wee bit of writing on the hand, man.
Yeah,
Do you?
so
We better
clearly
put
haven't
a
showered
point
enough
on
last night.
Yeah.
It's still
Oh,
on my
enough.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a problem. I don't know what it is recently, but recently I've been struggling to early onset. But I've been struggling to remember it recently. But I think it's because I'm trying to do so much. With like new material. I love doing new material because I get fed up quite easily doing the old stuff.
Same stuff. Yeah.
But it's class when there's no better feeling than when a new bit lands. And I see if a new bit lands almost first time you've done it, it's like the best feeling ever.
You maybe already touched on this, but what was your first ever gig like? You know, what was the?
So I wanted to do over COVID, and there was like a virtual gig where you had to film yourself, not even on Zoom, you had to film yourself telling jokes, doing it with the Joker, telling jokes in an empty hall. So my flatmate came down, we rented cameras from the uni, I filmed it, put it up online, immediately deleted it. Then I done that first gig in the Pavilion, which was like me and another guy won it, but he's quit now, and it was like I was dressed in like brown trousers with like a shirt that I'd taken from my brother's room that would hide sweat stains pretty easily because it was so loose, and it would look like Woody from Toy Story, and I just sort of said a joke like I look like Woody from Toy Story. He's really let himself go, and that got a laugh,
Yeah.
and I immediately relaxed because before that, like, I was the sweatiest I've ever been in my life.
After you get the first laugh, I'm sure it's probably okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bit you do that I love is about engagements and proposing to a partner.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that last night, to be fair, like Valentine's Day. Do you want me to do it? I don't want to do it. Oh, you come see me and I'll do it.
No joke.
But no, it boils around. Is that a saying? It revolves around the question: is it ever acceptable to heckle a marriage proposal when it's in progress? That's all I'll say. Getting on like these are like $1 million bits right now. Like.
What what way do you handle the risk of it? I feel like there's a lot of risk involved in being a comedian.
Well, I was worried about my job, but my real name, second name isn't Franco.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard about
The
that. now.
shame you just said that. But
What
is
is
it?
it, Franco?
Because working in school, my aunt was like, who also worked in school, that you can't have Ciaran Franco as your real name. Like, you can't have your real name. You need to do something, so I chose my middle name.
Oh, is it I?
And then like, well,
So you never say your real last name on camera?
It's Ciaran, like.
Oh!
Yeah, there we are. Big
Getting
reveal,
doxed.
chops. Yeah. But I know. I was working in school and stuff, and my aunt was like, "You'll get caught out, and you could say like if you're saying anything that's maybe sexual jokes or whatever, don't be doing that." And
Or your hardline racist stuff as
oh
well.
yeah. My big brother, yeah, Thomas Purdy.
Thomas Purdy, did he work in the Titanic Centre?
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah, he worked with him.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually did. I think it was in your house one day.
Seriously?
Yeah, you had a party full of, I think it was his birthday one day and a couple of Titanic ones. I actually think maybe remember seeing you now that you said that.
That's mental, like, because I've probably,
Freaky.
yeah, it's small world. Like,
It is, actually.
I definitely went into the house and went, "What the fuck is this, my house?" And went and huffed. But yeah, my aunt was like you need to change something, so I changed my name. And I remember then a lot of sort of I was like, the students won't find me, and then when like 6 months, the students were like, "You do stand up," and I just
There's
found
no
out pretty
hiding
quickly.
anything from anything.
And then was the school happy enough? Like, can you just do
Oh
that?
yeah, my bosses all came to see me, like. And,
Oh, did they?
Like for the gig, Saul was at it. I threw my P45, pretended to throw it a bit of paper, but she was like, they were 100%, and they've been very supportive and stuff. And it's like you couldn't get a better job in terms of like if you're out to 1 a.m. gigging, you get up the next day and you only have to work to 3 o'clock, so you know you can go home and sleep for an hour. But like if you don't, I have a mate works 8:30 to 6, so.
Yeah, would there like the friends and family all go to watch you guys and stuff? Would there be a big sports?
Never, man.
No?
Yeah.
No, well, to be fair, you wouldn't expect them to, like, and you can't
Yeah.
really rely on your friends and family being the only people who come. But they usually cut, like, the first couple.
Yeah, the first couples did
And
definitely
not
come.
again, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's every month, like, you know what I mean? You can't expect fucking the whole crew of people you know to come to everything you do all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like.
That's
why
But it's always nice seeing people, like, my and dad would come down occasionally. And then our good mate Sean Higgins came down. He's like my oldest friend in the world, and now he's doing comedy now as well. So keep your eyes peeled for
Sean Higgins.
people.
Shout out now on the
Next
podcast.
big thing.
Because he came down and watched, but it's like, and then the next month,
Man,
next 2 months, he done it. It was great.
literally-
Like,
He was literally always a hilarious person. Like, I remember like my fucking dad walking us to like primary school P1, and like a small ginger child just making my dad like cry with laughter. You know, just a fucking funny cunt. And like I'm very happy that he's got into it. Like so.
he's doing the Beehive on April 18th, Good Friday.
Oh, is
with
he?
Paddy McDonald. Get on that. Yeah.
I tell you what, if you are doing an event, say coming up next week, what would that day look like? Do you just do like rituals, or is there anything you do beforehand?
For the day of the event,
Of the day of the event, the build up, is there anything you do?
I try to get down as early as possible. I'm a bit of a warrior, like, but as soon as like the first act's on stage and they get the first, as soon as the MC's on stage and he gets the first big laugh, then I kind of settle into myself. And I'm always like, oh, I'm not going to drink tonight, I'm not going to have a pint if it's an event we're running, but I'm always like, the relief of it, I'm like, you earned it. You earned
might
it,
as well,
buddy.
like-
Yeah, have a pint, because it's just the relief
Same.
of going, all right, we're going to be okay.
I feel like the most of the work is done before the actual event anyway. Like, and then it's all like promotion, selling the tickets, and then once the tickets are bought, then it's just a case of fucking making sure everyone has somewhere to sit down, and the mic's on. The comedy's a fucking gift. The run, like, compared to like doing music stuff, where you have to get there like maybe 4 hours ahead of the doors opening.
For comedy or for the...
For music, because like there's like, say you have 3 bands on, they all have to sound check in reverse order, and there's always like a drummer, there's like won't share his fucking drum kit with the other drummer, so then they all have to like, it's just a fucking ball, like. Go comedy, rock in, 1 2 1 2.
Put on a
It's
few
a gift,
tunes.
man. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. Like it's so handy.
Plug in a spotlight and you're ready to rock. Like, the thing about it is, so say our event started at 8:30, but for no joke, anyway, I get down at 6:30. Gives me an hour and a half to chat to the comedians. We'll set up the
Down
room.
at 6:30.
Yeah, last night.
You were down at 6:30 last night.
Yeah,
You're never
yeah.
usually down.
No,
at
no,
6:30.
yeah.
And on camera here, like.
Yeah, no, last night I was down early, like, and 6:30, give me a chance because we were filming, and then just have a bit of crack, chat to the comedians beforehand, and then
Loosen up.
Yeah.
Get ready for the vibes.
Yeah, well, you're two young fellas chasing the dream. as you could say.
Oh yeah.
What would be like, and you're both doing really well, what would be like a key factor of the success of that so far, do you think? Is there a reason why you're doing well?
Yeah, it's
Is there
interesting,
something-
like, because it's like, I don't know, like, what is success? Like, I don't know what I mean, like,
What is it to you? Like, what would be?
I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, like, we're doing something we enjoy, which is, I suppose, is success, like, innit? Like,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know if it's necessarily, like, I don't know. Like, it's like I don't really I don't want to like waste the present moment of like wishing it was better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's just we're having a good time and we're having a bit of crack. Still relatively young as well.
What are you both 20?
6.
27.
I judge it by like, this is probably a cynical way to look at it, but I would sort of look at my diary and go, am I still getting booked for decent gigs? Am I still getting booked for good gigs? And if I am, then I'm progressing. If I'm not, if I'm suddenly looking at my diary and going, right, you're doing an open mic in fucking Armagh, and that's the only gig you're doing this week, then I go, you need to start changing your ways. But it's like that BBC thing. If I got to do BBC and I went, oh, this is class, you've been on TV and all, and then immediately had a stinker at another gig and went, that humbles you. It makes you go, right, you need to go back to the drawing board and figure out where you're going from here.
Yeah. You were saying beforehand, you went all in on the comedy and stuff, didn't you?
Well, in the summer I came back, I'd done a bit of travelling with a mate, and I came back and I hadn't got a job, and I'd left the school sort of in May time, and I went, you know what it is, let me just see if I can do this full time. And May, June, July was fine. Like I was making enough money that I was kind of, I was still able to almost enjoy myself and go out to like bars and pint and order a takeaway and stuff. Like it wasn't bad new clothes or anything, but I was able to live and do the dream full time basically. And then August, just I couldn't. Like I don't know, you don't realize how quickly money goes until none of it's coming in. And I was like, fucking hell, what's going on? And it was just because the Edinburgh Fringe was on. Every gig was sort of an open mic, and I got to the point where I asked him, my mate, look, I'm struggling for money here. Could you give me a couple of paid spots? And then I just had to go back to the school. So I think it's a while before I go full time.
Don't fucking tell that in front, like your principal's going to be watching that.
Yeah.
He's going to be here forever.
Yeah.
He's going to be the most valuable staff you've ever employed.
What do you call it? The great groundskeeper in Harry Potter?
Hagrid?
Yeah, the Hagrid of the school.
Or yourself, do you ever think of going all in on the comedy and I suppose you have the DJ and stuff?
I do enjoy doing stand-up. I love doing the sketch and stuff, but it's not really it's not really like super prominent in like my I really enjoy doing it, but I enjoy doing everything else as well. Like I enjoy fucking designing stuff for like DJing and like just doing something new. Do you know what I mean? I don't like doing the same thing for too long.
Yeah.
Just kind of makes me feel like I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? Like,
If you're thinking in your head of, say, the goal, what does that look like to you guys? What is the goal for you?
it's just a classic one of like being like happy and fucking secure and be able to go on a couple of holidays.
Staying in Northern Ireland, is that
Just put a load of money on black occasionally.
Yeah.
Start all over again.
yourself?
Yeah, basically similar vibes, but with like I.
Oh, red is what
Yeah, on red, yeah.
One of these are going to come on
I go
top.
black, you go red.
One of us will come out a winner. I do love like just stand up and like it's something that like
Yeah.
point where it when I was away traveling and stuff, it probably ruined a bit of the traveling where I couldn't stop thinking about it. And even like I went away there last week for like 4 days. 4 days is perfect because by the end of the fourth day I was thinking, right, I can't wait to get home and write. And I love gigging and I'll gig anywhere, but the thing is like I'd love to get to a stage where I'm comfortable enough that I can refuse some gigs and do the gigs that I want to do, and maybe in maybe 3 or 4 years time do a tour and stuff, but I'm still very far away from that. Like
What about if like when did you say you started, like 2020 or something?
2021.
If the 19 version of you guys were watching this right now, what do you think they would say?
The 2019 version of me was fucking
Guys.
hideous.
Why have I got so fat?
Yeah. What's that in your face?
I don't know. I'd probably be pretty proud of myself, to be fair, because I wasn't really. Didn't have any goals or aspirations really. I was in uni, like, do you know what I mean? So I was just kind of fucking coasting.
Yeah.
Was like genuinely. Well, I had like a loose idea of like, right, I'll get a job in the design industry. Fucking studio or something. Just because that's what I was doing, graphic design in uni, so I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I worked out, like, I'm one of these annoying people who was like, the pandemic actually changed my life for the better. Cause I had to,
did you say?
Yeah. Because I couldn't go out. Actually, I like was super focused on doing something for like 6 months, and I'm still doing it. Like, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was probably asking for a favour though. Like.
Yeah. 2019 maybe anxious mess, like. Probably.
Yeah.
But I think sort of the unique.
Say in the most anxiously way.
Yeah, impossible. Yeah. Like, if you see me now, it'd be even worse. It's just, I had no game. I just was very sort of insecure and didn't. I still am. Thinking about now, 2019 me was like.
It'd be a silent podcast right now.
Yeah. Just a guy wouldn't say, look at people and go, what the fuck's he looking at? Does he not like me?
Yeah.
So I think I've been more comfortable with myself, but I mean, there's still a lot of insecurity.
I'd agree. Like, even from watching your comedy, watching the comedy for like you did have the shakes a wee bit, but now confident as a doorbell on a Sunday afternoon.
You feel like your confidence has like skyrocketed. Like, you can talk to anybody now, I'm sure.
Well,
like,
I would have avoided like direct conversations to do with. If I had to call someone out and something or say, like, you need to be at this, or you need to fucking...
just like serious conversations.
Yeah, serious conversations, I would have avoided them, and now I'm a lot more comfortable doing that. Even when like stuff like relationships and stuff, I would have like been like, just let it die. I would just stop replying. And at least now I'm a bit of a... just be like, are we going out today? And I just not reply and say, hopefully they go away.
Get that head in the sand.
Yeah. Well, like, stand-ups help me.
Fuck the phone away.
I've been able to be like, look, if someone's pissed me off at a gig where we done a gig here once in an act, just slagged the bar, like ripped the bar apart, and he kept fucking, he called me, he goes, everyone who drinks here's a fucking hipster, and like just ripping it apart.
Who was that? I don't know what I want to say on camera.
Yeah, but they messaged me recently and were like, why don't you book me? And I had to kind of say, because you're a liability, and I kind of felt comfortable to be like,
I really want to know who this is.
Oh, they are. Had to be like, you fucked it last time, and I don't really know what else to say here. And that is, so I'm a lot better at doing that. So I'd say 2019 version, you if you had to ask someone out, you'd do it on Snapchat or Instagram, and if they've seen it, you'd unsend it and be like, what? You're a lot better at that now.
Sorry, wrong person.
Down to my last couple here, lads, but like, what's the best piece of advice you give for someone chasing their dream or their
always
goal?
Have chewing gum on you.
Is that it?
No, that's the best.
Shake, man.
Dave Elliott told me that. He goes, I must have bad breath that day. But Dave Elliott goes, always have chewing gum. He goes, if you never know who you're going to meet, you want to have a good impression with a nice breath. But
interesting.
I would also
Worst
say
advice I ever heard in my life.
No,
just eating chewing gum, not saying anything to them.
Just that, no, genuinely for
right, mate, just chewing here.
Is it comedy
Best piece of advice,
specific?
lads.
Yeah. Is it comedy specific?
Chasing your dreams.
Whatever way you want to say. There's a young comedian maybe looking up to you guys, like the 2019 version of you guys.
Just basically don't. If you're going to bomb, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen quite a lot. And the idea is that you get back on the horse.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. It's just failure, like, and like just developing a fucking healthy relationship with crashing out and burning, like, and like not succeeding and not having things go the way you think you're gonna go, and not letting it stop you. But like also being able to learn from it. Do you know what I mean? Of like, all right, well, it didn't work that way, so I'll do it differently the next time, but I'll still do it.
I'd also say be politely annoying, because like if I didn't start asking people like, can I have a spot here, and they didn't get back to me for 6 months, instead of going, oh, they hate me, going, right, well, I'll ask them again, and pushing it a wee bit, like, not to the point where you're messaging them every 2 weeks going, yo, where you at, but be politely annoying, because that helps you stay in their mind and they go, right, I'm going to book someone, I'll book this guy. But yeah, that's me. And the main thing is definitely like don't come off stage and go, I've roofed that there, and wink at all their acts like that sort of.
Is Roof still doing on this building?
Yeah, it's got,
Just roof this place.
I tore the room apart. Yeah, it's like that. I think that's definitely something that, like, especially because if you're performing in front of acts who've been at it 15 years, they know what roofing looks like. And,
Yeah, stop it. This is how things start. You say it ironically, and then
you're on.
the
Yeah.
next thing you know, you're roofing it with the boys. And fucking.
One more for you. What's next for you, both of you guys? Say someone's watching this and wants to maybe see you guys live, or is there any events coming up that people can go to? And
Well,
watch?
no joke. Comedy club. That sounds good to be fair.
Second Thursday. of every
Second
month.
Thursday of the month in out of office. We usually. It's not necessarily an open mic. Because it's not an open mic at all.
It's a paid spot.
It's a collection of a finely curated lineup that's chosen by Ciaran, and just a nice wee vibe, man. And then I'm trying to think, I've got a couple of things that I don't know if I can announce yet. But late night art, it's the first Thursday of the month. You get out and check out the local art scenes class. You ever go to it?
I've never actually, no.
Oh man, it's cool. Like it's just like it's real nice, like grassroots.
Where is it? Oh, over.
It's just across Belfast, man. There's all the galleries kind of open later, and like a lot of new exhibitions will open up.
Followed by karaoke.
And then there's an after party in here again. It
Is there,
starts with a jazz band and finishes with karaoke.
Is it right enough?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, must get down to it.
It's good crack, man. Aye. It's
Yeah.
nice bit of culture.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say here, fellas? Whenever
Probably just gives follow on Instagram or the socials or whatever. We announce gigs on there. I promote one from my cousin. Took over a bar in West Belfast, Beehive, and it's powerful for comedy clubs.
Great
space.
room. Lovely room.
It's essentially, it feels like a bigger version of upstairs. We run gigs sort of sporadically, maybe once every 2 months. But we've got like April 18th, Good Friday, like Paddy McDonald, Sean Haggerty, Sean Higgins.
Sean Higgins.
Yeah,
Sean, hey, your mate.
yeah, coming like we're taking it. You're going.
You'll be in the Aussie one day, man. I'm telling you. Like.
You last performed in front of 30 people. Let's put you in a 150-seater room. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I've come down to that, and just check us out on social media. We'll continue
Absolutely.
to-
What's the handles? Just one more here.
Mine's is at it's what is it? At It's Saul Lovin and at Yo Magazine.
Head honcho.
Head on show, bro. Top dog.
At Ciaran Franco Comedy, and then at No Joke as well, comedy.
Mate, thank you so much for having us.
Oh,
Like,
thank you so
very
much.
it's been lovely.
Yeah.
I respect
really nice,
the research was thorough.
Yeah. I want to
sick,
know what I wanted to talk
Yeah,
about.
no, it's
beforehand.
good gear, man.
Sick.
If there's anything else, if there's any way we can help you fellas on your journey, I guess, like anything you need from us, just let us know, and
Absolutely, man. I
Sick.
do.
That's
we'll try our best.
Vice
We'll try to
versa.
we'll try to get down to the next show anyway. But that has been all from the official Young Hunger podcast. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you very
Peace and
much.
love. Cheers.